Hello guys, today is Friday and finally have a moment to myself. Who knows how long it's gonna last. I have a really bad headache. This weather has been really bad. Last night we had a storm that was super bad, and then for some reason today my headache is just terrible, but we're about to have another storm tonight. I really can't stand when delivery people knock or ring the doorbell. I wish I could just like have a permanent sign up that says don't do it. And when they did, they woke my daughter up and she was like finally sleeping, which I needed. She's been cluster feeding a lot and I don't quite understand if it's like normal cluster feeding where she's trying to get my milk supply to be up, because honestly I feel like my milk supply is like perfect. I have so much frozen milk. I'll use the Haka and like I'll have an entire Haka filled, and then she still will nurse on that side. She'll still nurse on that side and be completely like zonked out. So even what the Haka didn't get, like she's getting more than enough for her feeding. So like I know she has enough milk. So I don't know if it's cluster feeding or if she's wanting to use me as a pacifier, or I think it's like maybe a comfort thing. I will be completely honest, where now that we're like in this quarantine, she has really solely bonded with me, and I felt that with my son as well, but I feel like my husband had a little bit more opportunity to hold my son, whereas like now my son is like taking all of my husband's attention. So anyways, I don't know if it's like a comfort thing. I don't know if I just make her feel safe or what it is, but like she is constantly at the breast. Like she's gonna try to right now. She will go hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of feeding. Constant. Hello guys, it is Saturday. It is the 30th. My little one is a whole month old. I'm losing it right now. My husband's grabbing us some dinner. We went and watched the launch today. Really couldn't see anything though. There was a lot of clouds. Hung out with his parents. I'm hungry. I'm always hungry. This is gonna be a lot harder to lose the weight. With my son, I never ate. So I kind of would go on and on about how I hit pre-baby weight within the first, I think it only was like the first 2 weeks. I was already back to pre-baby weight. And then by like the first month, I had already dropped, like I gained, I think it was like 33 pounds and I dropped 60 pounds. I didn't eat. I was like just so overwhelmed. And you guys know, I went through hell and back postpartum with him. So I just lost a lot of weight and it wasn't in a healthy way. So I'm trying not to be hard on myself, but I would like to get at least down to my pre-baby weight. Little one has been pretty good today. She just wants to nurse all the time, and so I guess I used to think it was like it was cluster feeding for a little bit, but now it's just like she uses me as a pacifier sometimes. I've really tried to teach her to fall asleep on her own, and she does a really good job at that. She falls asleep on her own pretty much every single time, but there are some times that she does need a little bit of help, so she would rather be on the breast and then I can put her down and she's out. Overall, she's a really like easy baby in that department. Who knows if she'll always be that way, but in that department we're very lucky. With my son, we didn't transition him into his big boy room until pretty late, so we're hoping to transition him much sooner with her, mainly because of how smooth it was with my son. Like we wish we had done it so much sooner, because he slept amazing once we transitioned him to his own room. I mean, he wasn't getting the noise from our room, and he just did really well when we transitioned him to his room. So hoping to do it sooner with her. Obviously no time now, but probably as soon as they say, like, because when the doctors recommended we transition my son, we went like months and months after their recommendation. With her, we'll probably do it pretty much about the time that they recommend if we're comfortable with it. Mainly I recommend doing the transition if they're only waking up one time at night, and she is, which is crazy. I know a lot of people are probably gonna be like, my son pretty much was the same way. Now that she is 4 weeks old, I want to start giving her a bottle before bed. That's something that we did with my son, and it worked beautifully because it filled up his tummy. I was able to pump to just know that I had like everything out of my breast, so I was able to be completely empty. He you know, had a bottle, so he was completely full. We knew how much he was actually getting before bed, and he would sleep for a really long time. I do really enjoy it. I think that's something that is very different this go around. I do really enjoy the bonding much more at this stage. I enjoyed the bonding with my son once the pain went away with him too, and it was much later. But now that the pain is gone, and I'm actually not using my silverettes today. I actually took them out this morning because I didn't want them to show when my in-laws were around, because they do show through certain clothes. Certain clothes it does kind of get hidden. But anyways, with him I did enjoy it, but I'm really enjoying the bonding now, and it's like it's really working without giving a bottle. And so I don't know when I am going to actually start excuse me, I don't know when we're gonna actually start doing it, but I do feel like I want to at least give it a test run just so she starts getting used to a bottle, because I don't want it to be where she refuses a bottle. I'm pretty sure my son would have already had a bottle by now. She has not had one. It's solely been at the breast, and I really hope that that doesn't end up biting me in the butt, because my son was fantastic. He never had any nipple confusion. He would take a pacifier, he would take the breast, he would take the bottle, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who struggle with nipple confusion. I'm sure that is a real thing, but to be honest, if you were to ask my opinion, I would say give them the pacifier, give them a bottle, give them the breast. And you know, if there's anything that my lactation consultant actually told me, was that if like I gave him a bottle because I had to solely pump because I had all the issues I had, the lactation consultant promised me if I even took a week off, even 2 weeks off from ever putting him at the breast, he would come back to it gladly. And it was like, when I did reintroduce it, it was like he was never off of it. He just went right back to the breast, no problem. So it's not that I don't think nipple confusion can be real for some babies. I almost feel like it's not as common, but I don't know. I only have 2 kids, so who knows. I might bite myself in the butt because maybe she won't take the bottle, or maybe she won't take the breast. Well, she'll probably take the breast, but maybe she won't take a bottle. I also believe that you can find a bottle. I believe that when they try to say nipple confusion, you need to just find a bottle that your baby is willing to take. And we just lucked out with the bottles we bought. He took just fine. I think I'm gonna actually try her on the Comotomo. He had the Comotomo bottle when he was a little bit older than she was, like significantly older, maybe even almost like 1. I ended up letting him try the Comotomo bottle and he liked it. But for the most part, we always use the Juve. Hey guys, it is a long day already and it's only like noon. A lot of stress happening today. Stuff keeps going wrong with clients and stuff like that, but we're gonna get past it. Anyway, hopefully it's nap time. I'm really hoping he falls asleep soon. Anyway, I'm gonna talk in here, but I'm just like stressed out a little bit, but we're gonna get past it. So I am frustrated, but it's okay. I'm hoping he falls asleep though, because I need this time to myself. My husband ran to go do like all of our shopping for the week, so he's out doing that right now, so I'm solo. He actually goes back to work this week, which I'm kind of excited to have like reality start, because right now like there is so much going on in this world and I don't know how to properly explain where I'm at and how I feel, and that's kind of why I've been silent, if you will. I know a lot of people are against it. I know a lot of people are trying to say you need to speak up, you need to say how you feel. People are getting really mad at influencers or content creators for not speaking out about how they feel about things, and while I completely understand and agree with all of that, I am frustrated by it as well, because I don't have the words to say right now. And it's not that I'm afraid of what my following is going to think or anything like that. It's just I don't have the words to say right now, and that's okay. That's okay. I just see a lot of content creators or influencers, if you will, being like harassed to talk. And while I understand why, because I've been there, I've had times where I really wanted influencers to speak out and to talk about it and to acknowledge that this is going on. And I've had anger where people go on with their life while everything else is like at a standstill, or like my life or like what's going on in my community is at a standstill, and it makes me angry when I don't see influencers speak out and talk about it. So I understand that, but I'm not an influencer. I'm not I am a content creator, but I'm not like this influencer. I don't feel like I have a bunch of people who are just interested in what I have to say about everything. So I've kind of just allowed myself to grieve and to have my own thoughts to myself. And I have allowed myself to do that, and I don't think it is anyone's place to tell me that I need to come out and say something, or I need to state where I stand. I feel as though I've seen another person say, like, if you have to question where I stand, then you shouldn't even be following me in the first place, because you should know where I stand. Obviously, I know this world is a very scary and dark and evil place at times, but I also know that we can turn it around, and I really hope that, you know, a lot of people can start raising their children right. I feel like that's where it starts. I feel like that's where the problem is. People aren't raising their children right, and that's just my honest belief about it. So much stuff going on with work, I'm like scatterbrained. I think the biggest thing with me is I just don't agree with people reaching out and being angry at influencers or content creators, because in my opinion, what you're doing is you're giving them more power already. I feel like a lot of people, the people who are reaching out to influencers or content creators, the people who are reaching out to them are the ones who always are like mocking or making fun of content creators for being popular, for having a following, or for, you know, they're just the ones who are always mocking them. And what you're doing by asking them or literally telling them they need to speak up, what you're doing is you're giving them more power. Again, in my opinion, I feel like everybody needs to speak up, but I feel like it's their place and it's their time when they have something that they can say about it. So personally, I also just don't feel like social media is a place that I need to do it. I feel like I need to make a difference without my words. I feel like I need to make a difference in my own home and in my own life. And social media, you're not seeing my entire life. You have no idea what's going on in my life on a day-to-day basis. So I personally, while social media is my career, I personally just don't love social media for these type of situations, because yes, everyone knows about what's going on now. If I said something, it's not like I'm just gonna let someone new find out what's going on in the world. Like, they know what's going on in the world. If they don't, then what I have to say really isn't going to change anything. I'm just resharing things that speak to my heart, and there is nothing I can say right now. There's nothing I can say that is going to make everyone happy, that's going to make everyone understand or agree with where I'm coming from. This is just me being honest that I know what is going on in this world, and I have my feelings for it and about it, and I think it's my job to continue to be true to myself, and if you don't like it, that's okay. Not everyone's gonna like you, and that's okay. I don't know. There's nothing else I can say about it. Alright, so we are entering the more heavy stage of life with these vlogs when things just start getting pretty heavy, and I just hope that everyone can respect and understand that not everything needs to be talked about on social media, and that I just wasn't comfortable with talking about exactly where I stood. Don't mind this nonsense, y'all. It has been a crazy last month, and you guys will hear all about it soon. But anyway, I wanted to say hello. Thank you again for sticking around with me. Thank you for hanging in there and knowing I will catch up. It's happening. I do get days to myself now, or I get time to myself now. We are getting into a rhythm, we're getting into a schedule, and so I'm getting things done, and I promise you things are happening. So just want to thank you for watching this vlog. I hope you guys are all doing very, very well. Again, I want to invite you to follow my Instagram account, because I'm there all day, every day, and I would love to see you guys there. My username is right here, same on pretty much every single platform. And if you guys ever see anything in vlogs that you guys want links to, or you want to like have a one-on-one chat, Instagram is the best place to come to for like one-on-one chat. But if you do see like anything you want to link to or anything like that, you can go ahead and leave a comment here, and I'll send you guys links or whatever. So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I'm really excited to start catching you guys up, talk with you guys in my next vlog. Bye guys.